As a subset of using LINQ in C#, let's talk a little bit about lambda expressions. So for this example, we're going to use the lambda expressions code. So just consider this LINQ query. So this is a LINQ query using keywords. We've seen this before. This is my data source. Here's my filter, and then the fact that I'm selecting each value out of that data source based on the filter. So this LINQ query could also be written using a lambda expression. So the lambda operator is the equal sign with the greater than sign, so it looks like an arrow. Here is my lambda expression, and that is actually a function, as we said before. The LINQ query that you see here is actually a function, and so is this lambda expression. This is read number goes to number less than 9. In other words, for each number in the collection numbers, I want to see whether or not that number is less than 9. So these two LINQ queries do exactly the same thing. One uses keywords and one uses the lambda operator. Here's another example of the same thing. Here we have a LINQ query in the form of a lambda expression. And as you can see, the filter is less than 5 and even. Do a modulus 2 operation on a number, and it comes out 0, it means it's divisible by 2, which is to say that it's even. So the filter here is a set of numbers that are less than 5 but even. And so as you can see, I have named my LINQ query accordingly. Now I can do the same thing with a regular method. For example, less than 5 and even. Okay, so let's take a look at that method. And you can see that it's basically the same code. Well, it is the same logical code that we saw in the LINQ query with the lambda expression. Now I have added an instrumentation statement so that you can see when one is being executed as opposed to the other, but they're going to do the same thing. So what you're seeing here is that this lambda expression generates the address of a function. This non-lambda expression is simply the address of a function with the same logic in it. So these two LINQ queries, even number less than 5 or even number less than 5, 2, do exactly the same thing but use different syntax. So in this way, we can see what an anonymous function is. This is an anonymous function. This is a named function, but I'm passing its address. So it's really two ways to do the same thing. It's a matter of which syntax you like better, and again, which code is easier to read and easier to modify. And that's an introduction to lambda functions in C#.